all of Europe better be ready because PSG is not messing around this year anymore. No more Mbappes, no more Messis, no more Neymars. They mean business. Let's get started. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé, and I wanted to make a special video to recap, to analyze, to talk about the first half of these round of 16 final matches that have given us our first four quarterfinalists for the Champions League. Of course, tomorrow is the other half. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is the other half. And, let's go ahead and get started with the biggest game of the day, which is obviously PSG playing against Liverpool at Anfield in Liverpool for what was going to be destined to be an amazing game. I mean, for you guys that watched the first leg, y'all saw PSG dominate Liverpool. And it's easier said than done because Liverpool was a team that all season long had been dominating every game, not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, finishing first place, essentially going undefeated. I believe they actually lost their final, no, they lost or tied their final game. But regardless, an insane run. But I had been saying this, regardless of the fact that Liverpool beat Real Madrid and they were first place in the Premier League, they had not been tested as much as I would have liked. Premier League, Man City's down bad, Arsenal kind of irregular, Chelsea, you know how Chelsea is, Spurs, Manchester United. This year's Premier League, unlike many others, has not been nearly as competitive as they normally are. And in the Champions League, once again, aside from Real Madrid, they didn't really get tested. And on top of that, they played against a Real Madrid that was going through a rough batch. I mean, that was not prime Real Madrid either. So it almost was like this false sense of who Liverpool truly was. And PSG made sure to expose them in the game in Paris, despite the fact that Liverpool ended up getting the win, which was, I think, the most deceiving scoreline of all the Champions League games that we watched last week, okay? So that was a game in which PSG was clearly better than Liverpool. They should have scored a goal, but they left their own stadium blank. And so there actually was an unreleased video reaction that I did to the PSG versus Liverpool game, that first leg. I just did not have enough time to edit it. I got really busy with life, and so the video never come out. But in this video, and I will show it to you after this, I state, quote me right now, PSG is going to eliminate Liverpool with the way they were playing. And this was after they got scored on, Oh, no way they win it. No way they win it. Oh my God. Oh my God, PSG. You guys. Shit sold. What? No shit. That was a Madrid type shit right there, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God, they're one single shot in the whole fucking game. That sucks. That blows for PSG. I mean, that's fucking nuts. The second half, the second leg is gonna be crazy. I'm still gonna stick with what I said. PSG goes through, but PSG, y'all gotta put it in the back of the net. And I know there was a man named Alisson that screwed you over, but so be it. And so, anyways, here we go, game at Anfield, and Liverpool actually started out better. The first 10 minutes, they were looking more like what you would expect out of Liverpool, the first place in the Champions League table. And just when Liverpool was playing their best, PSG finally gets the goal that they honestly deserved. Maybe not in that game, but in the grand scheme of the tie. And who other than Ousmane Dembele, who's having an insane 2025. You could argue he's top 5 players in the world. Obviously, we're not going to get into the argument. I don't actually believe he's top 5. But this year, he is having top 5 worthy performances, okay? And it would be Liverpool, with all the irony that means to Barça fans. Obviously, Dembele's miss against Liverpool back when Barça was up. And PSG suddenly found themselves 1-0. And I think at that point, the rest of the game was just a match between dogs. Both of them going at it. PSG still, in my opinion, slightly better, creating slightly more dangerous chances, but it could have gone either way. And if you watch that game, you saw Liverpool have chances, and then it was PSG, and then it was Liverpool, and then it was PSG. It was relatively back and forth. Like I already said, I think PSG had a little bit better chance and could have ended up taking it, but could have gone either way. And then they end up going to these penalties that, oh my God. I mean, if you haven't watched the highlights for these penalties, you need to. Just hearing the atmosphere in the stadium, every time each player walked up, they were playing, go listen to them. In the background, you can hear someone is out there playing some sort of noise, whether it's with a horn or something, and honestly, like, it just gave you chills. It was intimidating. It was like, holy shit, like, what is happening? And it would be Darwin Nunez, the player that I feel like has been so questioned this year and previous years too, by both Arne Slot and what's his name, Jurgen Klopp. It would be him to miss the first penalty. I mean, I feel like after that, he's gonna be hated by Liverpool fans. If you're a Liverpool fan watching this, you gotta put that down in the comments. And PSG did their job, made every single penalty, beautiful penalties too. Dembele leading the team, not just with the goal in the regular game, but with his penalty, putting that shot upper 90. You can just see the passion, what he feels for this team, not what he felt for Barça. And on top of that, I want to highlight Donnarumma's performance, a player that can be very hit or miss sometimes in saves, but he definitely came up huge for PSG. And Alisson, who had been the man of the match in the first leg, was just left in the dust in those penalties. So, you know, it's just unbelievable. That's the first heartbreak in terms of the Champions League this year. I feel like it's Liverpool's elimination, the first place, the team that everyone was like, all right, it could be Barca against Liverpool in the final, you know, the top two teams so far. And PSG come back from being this close to getting eliminated from the tournament in the league stage. They barely qualified to the playoffs in the last match of the league. But in 2025, PSG just woke up, okay? They woke up, they were ready, they came to fucking play. And now, I mean, if I'm Aston Villa, if I'm Madrid / Arsenal / Atletico Madrid, I'm feeling a little nervous. And if I'm Barca on that, Barca or Bayern Munich / Inter in the other side, I'm also feeling a little nervous about that potential final with PSG. Because to me, no other team is playing like them. Maybe you can make the argument for Barca, and which is a perfect transition to Barca's game. Barca, who was coming with that sad news about their doctor who passed away. They had to cancel their game this past weekend. And it was almost like, okay, how are they going to respond to that? But if I'm being totally honest, in the back of my mind, it never really was a big question for me. I knew they were going to come out there, if anything, more motivated, trying to get the win for him. And that's exactly what they did. They did not mess around, playing a very, very good game. Also, like I said, giving Barca that status of the top contender for the Champions League this year. Led by, of course, Lamine Yamal, who is playing, I mean, he's playing at another level, guys. And y'all know I'm a Madrid fan, but I say it as it is. Lamine Yamal is playing at another level, and so is Rafinha. Those two guys are the energy, the heart, maybe not the heart, but the energy for that team. You know, they just give that little special to the team. And I mean, Benfica was never in the tie, you know, never in question this second game. Especially the fact that they missed so much that first game when they were a man up and they couldn't put Barca away. They couldn't at least put Barca in an uncomfortable situation. We knew that coming into the Montjuic Barca Stadium, it was going to be a no-brainer, and Barca was going to end up taking them out. And like I said, exactly what they did. Lamine Yamal with an insane goal, good assists, Rafinha continuing to score, Lewandowski a little more quiet, but Pedri also leading the team, that's what I would say, being the heart of Barcelona, the mind in the midfield. Olmo playing a solid game, the defense overall playing a solid game. It's hard to find a weak point in Barca right now, if I'm being honest, and I want to hear down from you guys. I know many of you guys are Madridista fans. that watch this channel. But I want to hear your thoughts on this Barça team and what you think about their Champions League run. Do you think they're going to make it to the Champions League final, or do you think they're going to win it? Or do you think Bayern Munich or Inter Milan could knock them away, which is the perfect way to end or talk about the last part of the video before ending it, and that's with Bayern Munich and Inter Milan both winning their games. Inter Milan as expected against Feyenoord, even though Feyenoord had eliminated AC Milan, which was also a bit of a shocker. But Inter Milan did their business. They are the better of the Milan teams at the moment. And on the other hand, Bayern Munich eliminated Bayer Leverkusen, which was a lot bigger of a scoreline as I think many of us would have expected. 5-0 in the aggregate. Leverkusen didn't even put their hands in this fall. And I mean, it does leave me thinking, what would have happened if Madrid played against Leverkusen as well? How would that have gone? Because that was Madrid's other option instead of Atletico Madrid. But you know, Munich, per usual, looking relatively solid. Maybe not as solid as previous years. Inter Milan usually pretty defensively. That tie between Bayern Munich and Inter Milan is going to be also really, really, really good one. Bayern Munich, I think, is going to be the main offensive, and then Inter Milan are going to be putting this really big defense and hoping Lautaro Martinez can do something up top. So with that being said, guys, really exciting times for the Champions League. Tomorrow, to add on to the drama, we have Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, the biggest of the games for tomorrow's headliner. And you guys gotta let me know what y'all think. It's gonna be an intense game at the Wanda Metropolitano. Atletico's out here to not make it easy for Madrid. They fight like dogs too, and it's gonna be one till the end. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe there's some extra time as well, and hopefully no penalties, because I don't know if my heart can take something like that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you also like this kind of videos as opposed to just the usual reactions that we do. I think this way I can bring a little more analysis, a little more conversation into the video, a little more conversation in the chats too. So with that being said, put down your comments below, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell on. Tomorrow's game is going to be huge, and you're going to want to be watching that reaction along with the rest of the fellow subscribers. As always, guys, a la Madrid.